Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. We've got a Devotion NR inspired Zeal deck here. We're currently sitting on peak at 25-12 with a win-loss of 28-9. So nothing too crazy, but it's been going pretty good. Nice to climb with and it's been a lot of fun. So let's have a look at the deck. Okay, so we've got Siege, and one of the main buffs this patch has been to reinforce Ballista. Made Siege really good. Maybe haven't seen it so much in Inspired Zeal, but it's been doing pretty well in this list. Then we've got AA and Roach. 2 commandos, and that's our entire commandos package. It's more just for some point slam, and it's also going to take one of our leader charges. Then we have Falibor, and with this deck, with all the damage pings we have from our bronze cards, it's really easy to set up Falibor for good value, and also pretty easy to set it up to kill a good target as well, not just find its points, but to actually kill an engine or something valuable. And then Prince is another one of our leader targets. Put it on the back row, give it the Inspired Zeal charge, it comes down as a 7. Same as Selkirk, so Selkirk and Prince, just our other two leader targets for 7 point. Got a Dahlia. A lot of the times a Dahlia is for a reinforced Ballista. If the game doesn't work out like that, she's still got a pretty decent target in a Marine or just another siege engine potentially. Hubert. Hubert's always going to come out in this deck. We've got 3 order charges from leader, 1 from Crystal Skull if you get blue coin, and then got a lot of orders in this deck. One thing to note is you can actually control this to a degree. There are some situations where maybe you don't want to click your last order that will bring this out and save Hubert for carryover in a later round in 2 or 3. So just be aware of that. Vincent is probably the first choice if you wanted to change this list up a bit. This would be my first choice to change. It's mostly in here for the monsters matchup, so we can have a damage ping on board and we can just deal with She Who Knows, Vincent, kill it. And it hasn't been performing badly outside of that either. It finds some decent targets. Again, it's nice in a deck where you can have damage pings on board, so you can use this to actually kill something, essentially, instead of just setting it to 1. You can actually wipe something out. Got 2 oils. Good for just removal that isn't our jewels, and it's also good to reach with our damage pings from our bronze core, and also the warfare synergy with the reinforced ballista is nice. 1 Kara ballista is kind of a backup siege engine if we have to play a bunch of siege engines round 1 or round 2, and then we have siege with not a lot of engines left. This is kind of a backup for that. 2 ballistas, reinforced ballistas, because these cards are just amazing. 2 commandos for the Roach. 1 Griffin Witcher just for the Crystal Skull interaction. It's still really... it's also a solid AA target if not on blue coin. Or even if you are on blue coin, you can AA this and then Crystal Skull it, or Skull it when it gets closer to the adrenaline. 1 Mauler. The 4P bronzes, I'd say the ballistas are set because they're siege engines, and these 2 are pretty good too, the Royal Guards and the Marines. The single Mauler and the single Knight could pretty much be anything here. The Mauler's just, again, extra setup with that damage. And then Century Knight, it's kind of a good value card in the same way Falibor is good. It's pretty easy to set up. And it's nice to have a bronze card that isn't an order. So you can play your order units like Ballistas and then the Mauler, and then you can come down with the Century Knight and not have to wait another turn to find all your value. In the same way the Marines are good like that because they have the Zeal. This is also similar like that. Alright, so let's get into a few games. Okay, Nature's Gift.
How can I help?
They have a bit of removal for all of our things, so winning round 1 would be nice. Brick. This is fine here because he's going to spawn the drones. Maybe we kick one of these Royal Guards. We'll start with the Griffin Witcher into the TA. Having this is nice, so we can't just ping this down and kill it. Maybe we kick this one as well. Although I don't really mind it. We'll see what happens here. Start with this. Nice, one rebuke gone and we can heal this back up.
Scrub this, scrub that, for fuck's sake, I'm sick of these shows.
If he goes again, we maybe even AA, another one of these, buff it back up. There is probably a heat wave, so we do want to... Okay, there's definitely not a heat wave. So this isn't the most common version that I'm seeing at the moment. See if we can get this to stick. So devotion version, probably have to worry about Gezrus then. Nice. I think we'll buff this. Gives him a really good circle. Oh, we gotta play it at some point. And then we'll play this. So it looks like he's probably just getting out of the round.
We ride into the fray!
We're okay with this though. We didn't spend a single gold. Neither did he. But we can bleed with Siege and first AA. If we draw a Dahlia, that would be really nice. Because unless they're running Ciaran, a shielded Treb is, or a shielded Ballista is really annoying for them to deal with. Okay, we know our mulligans. Hubert would be bad here. Could also take a long round. Keep the Hubert. Keep the Siege, the double jewel. We've already got double jewels in hand, so really all that we're missing is the Roach, and a Dahlia would be really nice. I think we don't really want to play this card ever, so we might just do this.
Could have settled this amicably, you know.
And if this is a Hamadryad, I think we take the kill on it. We've also got the Fallible for the Ithne.
Choke the embers. Wind, blow out the flame.
So now our Hubert's sitting at 1. And we get the Pavco for free.
Salty winds are blowing.
This trade feels worth it. We could slam one of our jewels here. Gets the Hubert out. Yeah, I actually don't mind this. I think we'll go Selkirk because it has to go front row.
Dogs have no honor. The city is ravaged by rot.
And if this gets Ithne, I think we play Falibor as well. Now we definitely do, because this doesn't even have the final form.
I shan't fail. I cannot fail.
must be done.
Yeah, I think we're just going pretty hard here.
You no honor. Stand and fight.
So the only real way I see him doing this in one is something like Elias on this. And then a leader charge. Or Shaping Nature and 2 leader charges. I think we just keep our siege, especially getting Forest Protector is really good. If we can draw the Roach, should be okay. We don't really have a way to deal with Gezrus, because we use both of our jewels. So passing on the Francesca was also an option. Orb into Shaping Nature. Actually be enough without any leader charges. Oh sorry, with 1 leader charge, not 2. I guess we'll see how this goes. We do really need to draw Roach. Perfect. So Adali would be amazing, but I think we keep. Maybe we could actually yeah. Kick this. How many circles has he played? 1. If he is playing double circle and we give him a circle on this, it feels really bad. Oil honestly doesn't feel too bad.
Spit it out
I think we just
already.
oil this.
I don't have all day.
We also got 1 rebuke left. Acro.
Mother Earth, I grant you my life. From you it came, to you it returns.
He wants to put the Shaping Nature on this, so he doesn't want to leader it. Yeah. We can't kill it, so that's a good decision. If he Shaping Natures this, we can. I mean, sorry. If he rebukes this, we can play the Ballista back row, I think. Maybe we just take the Ballista and hope he doesn't have it. Have the rebuke. Maybe it's better off doing this, playing a bit safer. There's the rebuke. Okay. Hopefully the bombardment kills that. Finding a target for the Roach now might be difficult.
To play with my prey. I enjoy that.
No, I guess it won't be difficult. Because this kind of has to be gored for it to be a win for him.
Fires of the sword, bows raised.
Nice. Okay, imprisonment. This has been a fairly common
I'll do
matchup.
what I can.
It's pretty tough, especially on blue. Usually our plan is to win the round and then bleed as heavily as we can. We'd really like to see the Griffin Witcher. This is usually fine just to play because they play Mage Assassins. Got this. Okay, no AA and no Griffin Witcher. Guess maybe we go Reinforced Ballista here and hope there's no Vincent. If there is, we're in a lot of trouble and we'll probably have to commit the Prince. Also not a terrible Yanvo for him, but it means he can't Yanvo one of our bigger targets like a Jeweler or Falibor. But it definitely puts pressure on us here if he does Yanvo this. Yep. But yeah, the good thing about that is now we can play the Prince and not worry about them Yanvoing it and having it for the Joachim or just having it in general. That's really nice. So we can deal that like this. And then we can deal with that one too. So if they don't have Blight Makers here, this looks like it might be, yep. We might have to commit the Falibor. Which again isn't so bad because they don't have the Yanvo anymore. Does give them a very good poison target though. Maybe that was wrong. If this gets poisoned, not very good for us. Okay. We might play the Vincent here.
Nasty business.
Vincent doesn't really hit a good target. Sometimes they play the what's his name? The 7 power devotion. Aristocrat. Fergus. Yeah, this is gonna be enough to get him ahead.
There are things in the universe
Like we'll have to
of
play
which
the
even the
Adalia.
sages have not dreamt.
Hopefully there's cards he doesn't want to play. Because we would like to keep the Prince. We obviously can't play the Siege. But if we have to play the Prince, we will. Just doesn't feel great. Okay, nice. So the biggest thing we had to commit there was the Falibor. The Adalia is good, but in this matchup not as good. And we did get Yanvo. It's our Hubert on 6. These draws aren't very good because we do need to bleed here. Yeah, here's the issue. Can we win a long round? I don't think so. think we play siege even though we can't trigger the final one. Maybe it's better to actually try and hold the siege. I guess there's no rush because we can't trigger it. We don't have a reinforced ballista to get down. We might start with this. See what they want to do. Hopefully this hits nothing good.
You're to use my decoctions to your advantage.
Definitely not bad for them. I think we have to here. If this doesn't get locked, we can crew it. The Joachim is kind of trash. Still Joachim points, but
Snap and done. Excellent kill.
that's pretty nice. Does have a very good Cantarella.
Defeat them with hunger. Crush them with
With something
thirst.
on top for the Joachim potentially. It's a shame we don't have one more siege engine here. Bellabor, yep. Gonna kill more siege engines.
I shall be your eyes, my lord.
Probably kill the crew pocket as well.
What they did.
Can reset up.
Scrub this, scrub that, for fuck's sake. I'm sick of these shows.
Don't hit the 7. Who on this? Unfortunately, this isn't a soldier. Or a siege engine. His hand could be something like Bull, Ku, Joachim. Or like Usurper, Ku, Joachim. Something big. Okay, this could be pretty bad. It's the emissary, right? Yeah, we know what it is.
Please wait your excellency.
But I think we do this. We play 14, 15, 16. We'd be up 13. Joachim doesn't do it. Usurper doesn't do it. Brathens doesn't do it.
Have you no honor? Stand and fight!
Now killing this is 14. This is 14. This just makes our target smaller, so we may as well kill this. I think if he had this instead, we would have been in trouble, and he knew this was on top as well. Nice.
My, the Van Moorlands, they truly spoil us.
This is Usurper. Oh, okay. Is that enough? Okay, 2-0, wow. So their hand was a bit rough there, but that is what we have to do. We really have to try and win the first round and bleed pretty heavily into ball with usually whatever we have. That wasn't our ideal bleeding hand, but that kind of shows you what you have to try and do there. Thanks everyone for checking out the video. If anyone wants to co-op a few games with this list, just hit me up in the Team Creep Discord, and catch you guys next time.